So let's start with 9 ways that you can find more time and hacks, if you will, to make they ask, you answer work for you and your organization. Number 1, start to leverage the emails that your organization is getting all the time that are essentially blog posts and videos waiting to happen. I mean, just think about this. How often does your sales team get a question from a prospect, a potential customer, or an existing customer? Maybe it's your customer service team. And how often are you answering those things? What would happen if every time you, let's say in sales, were sending out an answer to a question that you BCC'd the marketing department, the content team? Do you think anybody would ever run out of content ideas again? Nope. We've had companies do this in the past. The impact that it makes is quite significant. So there are hundreds and hundreds of emails being sent out monthly within your organization that could be turned into content for your website, for your learning center, for social, if you're just willing to listen and learn. Number 2 is start listening and talking to yourself out loud a lot. So what do we mean by that? It's pretty interesting. I've seen a lot of business owners do this. It's fascinating. Most of us now have recorders that we can use on our phones, but it's amazing how you never know when you're going to get ideas, right? So you're going to get ideas for content because you just talked with a customer, you just talked with a prospect, and you're like, why haven't we addressed that? And as a salesperson or as a business owner, you could easily hear it, get the question, and say, you know what, I'm going to riff an answer into my phone right now. You record it and you send that to your content team. And now all of a sudden, they're so grateful because you just produced a piece of content for them. And it's amazing how you're going to be inspired at different times. You never know where the inspiration is going to come from. So get used to finding that inspiration at different times and then immediately recording an answer and getting it to your content team. And they're going to be incredibly grateful because it's going to make a big difference in the amount of content that they have to consistently put up and show to the marketplace. Number 3, participate in what you might call a blogathon or a videothon. And what that means is take the time to schedule with your team a day when everybody helps produce content. So you might have many good writers on your team. Is it possible that you said, okay, for the first 3 hours this morning, everybody is going to work on producing a video that addresses a different question, or everybody's going to work on a different article. Maybe some of them aren't writers, but they could at least produce an outline for what an article like that would look like. We've seen organizations do this, and it's unbelievable that in one day they have foundationally 100 articles or 100 new videos, all because they said, here's the allotted time to do this thing. So consider a blogathon or a videothon. They absolutely work. Number 4, we have mentioned this before, but make sure somebody owns this. Get that content manager within your organization, and don't just give the content manager duties to somebody that's already on staff that is wearing so many other hats and has so many other responsibilities. No, it needs to be someone whose singular obsession is to do this, because they should be producing at a minimum multiple pieces of content every single week. Get that content manager. Number 5 is continue to leverage your team. Remember insourcing? Insourcing is huge. Everybody must understand the what, the how, and the why, but then leverage that IP that they have in their brain and get it up on the screen, get some on camera, get some in an interview format, but however you have to do it, leverage your team. The subject matter expertise is probably already there in your organization. You just got to draw it out of them. Number 6, make sure you understand the best ways that your employees can communicate and be a part of this insourcing process. So in other words, some of your team members might be great on camera, especially with a little bit of training. And if they say they're not good, don't believe them yet. Give them a little bit of training and then you'll see who is and who is not good. Some of them could be great writers. Some of them could be great at coming up with ideas for content that could be produced. Either way, figure out what they are. Ask them the way they want to engage and participate. And then when you meet with them, you know, okay, I'm going to meet with this person by video. I'm going to meet this person for an interview that we're going to turn into an article. Whatever that way is that best suits them. Number 7, turn that camera on and hit record. Trust me, you're never going to become great with video until you start the process. Now, the great thing here is Impact Plus, we've got other courses just on video and how to become comfortable on camera and get your team comfortable with camera. One of the big keys, and I've been using this throughout this course, is once you start talking, you just keep going. You don't stop no matter what. But it's amazing how quickly you can learn that the camera isn't a camera. The camera, that thing right there, that's an actual person that I'm talking to right now. And once that mind shift occurs, the magic follows with it. Number 8, stop doing the marketing activities, especially the content production, that doesn't produce the greatest returns. Don't just do it because everybody says you should be doing it. Do it because it actually works. Don't be a jack of all social media trades. Be a master of one. See, focus. There is so much power in that beautiful thing, just focusing your energy on that thing. When we started They Ask You Answer River Pools, first was we were going to produce great written content and put it on the website. Then we became great at video and YouTube. Eventually, we got good at Facebook. And then eventually, we got good at Pinterest. But we didn't try to do them all at one time, nor should you try to do them all at one time. Make sure you have a focus and stop doing those things that aren't producing the greatest returns. And finally, number 9, to find more time, you have to ask yourself, is it really about time? A lot of organizations say, Marcus, we just had so much struggle finding the time to produce the videos, to produce the articles, and I was just like, what the heck? Is it ever really about time? I would argue no. It's almost always, always, always about what we value, what we prioritize as an organization. If the phrase time keeps coming up, it means we have a lack of buy-in, and that's the thing that you have to solve.